Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Okay, welcome to today's lesson on pricing theory, which this is our chapter 2 for our economic course. But don't worry, if this is your first time learning economics, inshallah I will guide you step by step by using simple examples that you can relate to. Okay, so make sure at the end of this chapter, you will understand what is demand and what is supply meant. Okay, you also should be able how buyers and sellers affect the price of goods. Okay, you should be able to learn how prices are formed in a market, how the change in demand and supply will give an impact to our market overall, and you need to understand what happens when there is too much or too little a product in the markets. We will break this chapter down into 3 simple subtopics. Demand, which is this is all about what and how much people want to buy. Supply, this looks at what sellers want to sell and how much. Also, the third part is market equilibrium. This is where demand and supply meet to determine the price. Let's start with the first topic, demand. In our economics, demand will label as a DD or DD. So during your lessons, if you found this kind of label, it means or it refers to the demand. Okay, so we start with demand topic. Okay, you might be thinking, isn't demand just a wanting something? Is it if I want to buy something, we will call it as a demand? If I want to buy iPhone, for example, but I don't have any money, is it a demand? Well, in economics, demand means how much of a product that people are willing and able to buy at different prices over a period of time. Okay, so when we talk about demand, we will break down the definition of demands into 2. First, we need to have a willingness, means you want the product, and it should be able to buy, means that you actually have the money to buy it. Okay, for example, you might want to the latest iPhone, but if you don't have the money, that doesn't count as demand in economics. Okay, so the demand should be come together with ability and willingness to buy. If I able to buy the latest iPhone, but I don't think I want it, so that one is not a demand. Maybe you want to buy the iPhone, but you are unable to buy it because you don't have enough money, so it also not categorized as a demand. Demand should be have ability to buy and willingness to buy. Okay, so there is a little Latin phrase used here, which is ceteris paribus. So ceteris paribus means all other things being equal. So we assume that other factors like income or taste stay at the same for now, and we are looking for how price affects buying decision. So we want to talk about how price affects the buying decisions. At the same time, we assume that the other factors are held constants. There is no change in income, there is no changes in taste. Okay, there are only change in the price itself. So remember, this formula, the demand should be the ability and willingness to buy. Okay, let's see the concept of demand that affects the price when we talk about law of demand. Okay, our law of demand states that when the price of a good itself increases, the quantity demanded for the good will fall. It means that when the price goes up, people will buy less. It's logic, right? Because we have a scarcity problem with our limited money in our hands, in our pockets, in our wallets. The higher the price, the lesser we will buy it because of decreasing in our purchasing power. And at the same time, our law of demand states that when the price of the good decreases, the quantity demanded will increase. So it means that when the price goes down, the people buy more. It also logic, isn't it? The lesser the price, the cheaper the price of the goods, we will tend to buy more. That's why when the supermarket do some sales, then for example at 40% discounts, maybe we buy 2 units of product. Okay, if the market do have some 50% discount, okay, we will increase the purchasing. Okay, from 2 units of product, we will buy 4 units of product. If the products are discounted at 60%, okay, we tend to buy more because the prices are become cheaper. So if the bubble tea, for example, at 10 ringgit, you might buy only 1. But if it's on sale at 3 ringgit, you probably buy 2 or 3 cups of it. So this is called law of demand, which is it always works like this, with assuming nothing else change. There is only changes in price. The quantity demand, okay, the quantity demanded only will be changed if the price change. Okay, so this is our law of demand. So our law of demand will help us to see this better. We use a graph paper called demand curve, and it shows how the relationship between price and quantity demand. Okay, so when we want to plot the graph, okay, for this is the price as this and the quantity demanded as this. Okay, when we plot one by one, so we found that the curve will be downward sloping from the left to the right. So it shows that, okay, the higher the price here, the lower the quantity demanded. Okay, the lower the price here, the higher the quantity demanded. So it shows the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded, which is when price increase, quantity decrease. When price decrease, quantity increase.